In this video, we're going to discuss what a Section 85 rollover is. So a Section 85 rollover is a mechanism that allows a taxpayer to transfer property from him or herself into another entity, so usually a corporation. So usually this mechanism is used when somebody has started a small business, say, and is operating as a sole proprietorship, and say that sole proprietorship has gained some traction and has some assets, so such as a customer list or other things that are of some quantifiable value. And that person, that entrepreneur, wishes to transfer those assets in the sole proprietorship into a corporation. So normally when somebody transfers property from themselves to another entity, even if it's an entity that they control, like a corporation, that transaction is taxable. So the person transferring the property would have to report as income whatever proceeds they receive for the transaction of that property from the sole proprietorship to the corporation. And now you might be thinking, well, I'll just transfer it for $1. Unfortunately, that doesn't work because the CRA would come along and take a look at the transaction and say, hey, those assets were actually, they had value. They had significant value. They might have been worth $100,000. So in that case, the person transferring the property is going to be dinged with, they're going to have to pay taxes on that $100,000 of income. It's going to be assigned to them. So the CRA did recognize that this is a problematic situation for a lot of entrepreneurs who are transitioning from a sole proprietorship to a corporation. So some time ago, they introduced Section 85 of the Income Tax Act. Now, what a Section 85 rollover permits an entrepreneur to do is to transfer that property under the sole proprietorship into the corporation on a tax rollover basis without realizing any sort of taxable gain on the flow of property. So this is a very important step that needs to be taken if you're ever considering transitioning your sole proprietorship into a corporation. This isn't going to be applicable to all entrepreneurs. This is really only material to you if your sole proprietorship has significant value. The best way to determine whether you need to have a Section 85 rollover put in place or not is to consult with your accountant and a qualified lawyer. So if you have any questions about this or any other elements of transitioning your sole proprietorship into a corporation, please feel free to reach out and let me know. I'm happy to help.